here at the Ripon High School Gymnasium Tigers Den. Welcome as we're bringing you tonight's action between Ripon and Random Lake. 3 games going to be played here tonight. Ripon will play Random Lake right now, and then they'll play Green Bay East Red Devils in the next match. And they'll round out the night playing Lamira Lions in the final match tonight. Ripon won the first match. Sorry we got on a little bit late. Had some technical difficulties. Once again, as we're trying a few new pieces of equipment. So thank you for bearing with us, and hopefully we can get you the rest of tonight's game as Random Lake comes out in the second set and leads 3-1. Ripon won the first set, 25-6. So Random Lake with the serve. Kowalski hits it over, and then a block. Ripon tried to block it, but it came down on the Ripon side, and Random Lake point. So Random Lake rather goes up 4-1, now 5-1 as it drops in the backcourt for an ace for Random Lake. Back doing the serving for Random Lake is Chloe Theis. Theis gets it over, and then Ripon Bauman tries to knock it back over for the Tigers, and that's going to go into the net, and Ripon wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. Welcome back as we come out of the timeout. Ripon trailing Random Lake here 6-1 in the second set of this match here today. 3 games on the docket for Ripon tonight. They're hosting a quad here tonight. Serve, and that's going to go out the back line for a Ripon point as Ripon will pull to within 4. 6-4 now on your Heidel House scoreboard. Makarevich goes back to serve for the Tigers. Makarevich with the serve, and that's going to go off the net and out of bounds. So a serving error for Makarevich as she'll take a seat, and coming in will be Ari Brooks for the Tigers. Back to serve for Random Lake. For the Rams is Becca Arendt. Serve goes over the net and missed by Ripon, and that's going to be an ace for the Rams, and that'll make our score 8-2 in favor of Random Lake. Glad you could join us this afternoon. Sponsors up in the left-hand corner rotating through. Be sure to support the sponsors that support Ripon Sports. Another serve, and that's going to be kicked by Brooks. She got away with that Saturday at the tournament they had here, but didn't get away with it this time as she kicked it. Sailed out of bounds for another Ram point. 9-2, Ripon trailing by 7 now. Back with the serve once again, and that's going to go out of bounds, and serving error on Random Lake. Score now 9-3 in favor of Random Lake as Carson Bauman goes back to do the serving for the Tigers. Taken by Random Lake. The set, now the hit over. Bauman takes it. Set by Zimmerman and hit by Kowalski, and that's going to be a point for the Tigers as Kowalski gets the kill, makes it 9-4. Ripon pulls to within 5. Bauman back to serve once again for the Tigers. Serve is over the net. Bump set, and now over the net. Bauman takes it. Zimmerman quickly over the net, and that's going to go into the net off of Becca Arndt. As that'll be another point Ripon as they pull to within 4 now. Bauman does the serving. Bump, a set, now over the net, and that's going to go out of bounds off the touch by Ripon as they tried to block it. 10-5 now for Random Lake. They go back to a 5-point lead. Serving for Random Lake will be Haley Bickler. Bickler gets it over, set by Zimmerman, taken by Kowalewski, and that's going to go off the Random Lake player for a Ripon kill, and Ripon pulls back to within 4, making it 10-6 as Kowalewski goes back to do the serving for the Tigers. Kowalewski gets it over the net, and that's going to go the wrong direction off Becca Arndt. And another Ripon kill, an ace for Kowalewski. Ripon to within 3 now, 10-7 in favor of Random Lake. Kowalewski with the serve, bump, set, and putting it over Random Lake, but blocked by Ripon, and they're going to call Random Lake for 4 hits. So Ripon now to within 2 as they've come back from being down by 6. Kowalewski with the serve, Ripon up by 2, 10-8. Bump set now for Random Lake. They get it over, taken by Bauman. Bauman to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman with the set and back over again. And getting it over for the Tigers is Baker. Baker gets the kill for the Tigers, pulls Ripon to within 1. And Kowalewski back to serve once again for Ripon. Kowalewski with the serve, gets it over the net for the Tigers. Now over Random Lake. Baker with the set this time. Mills goes to hit it over, but it's going to go deep and out the back line, and that's going to put Random Lake up by 2 now. 11-9 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Back to serve for Random Lake. Elizabeth Pieper. Pieper with the serve. That goes deep but not out of bounds. Kowalewski takes it. Now hit over the net by Mills, and that's in bounds in the back corner. As Ripon gets the point and brings them back to within 1, 11-10. Ari Brooks back to serve for the Tigers. Ripon winning the tournament here Saturday. They won all 5 sets that they played. Or all 5 matches, excuse me. Now the hit over by Random Lake. Brooks. Zimmerman sets it to Mills. Mills gets it over, and it's going to go out of bounds off Random Lake. So Ripon ties the game up here at 11 on the Mills kill. Brooks back to serve once again for the Tigers. Ari waiting for the official. He gives the motion to serve. Ball is over. Set, bump, or bump set rather. Blocked by Kowalewski. Excuse me, Makarevich. Makarevich with the block at the net gets the kill defensively, and Ripon now up for the first time in this second set, 12-11. Ari Brooks back to serve again. And that's over, and they get the bump set. And now just barely get it over. Mills with the bump. Zimmerman gets it over quickly. And Ripon. Zimmerman with the set. Mills with the hit. That's going to fall in the back corner. Puts Ripon up 13-11. Nice rally there by both teams. When that started on the serve, I didn't think it was going to go any further than that, but Random Lake managed to keep it in as Brooks with the serve. Now getting it over, Random Lake gets it over the net. Mills with the hit. Big bump and another bump by Random Lake. They get it over the net. Brooks, or Bauman rather, and now tapped over by Makarevich, and that's going to fall for the kill by Avery Makarevich. Ripon up now by 3, 14-11 as Ari Brooks goes back to serve once again for the Tigers. Ray Brooks on a roll here for the Tigers. Bump set. Now put over by Random Lake. Bauman over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman to Mills. Mills gets it over and it's going to go off Random Lake player Elizabeth Pieper. And that's going to be a Ripon point, and Random Lake wants a timeout. We're going to take it with them. Stick with us as we'll be right back. Are you looking for a new career? Smucker's facility in Ripon needs you as part of their team. Starting wage is over $20 per hour. Full benefits effective day one and a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Apply online at www.smuckerscareers.com. And Horicon Bank is celebrating 125 years of community banking, committed to providing excellent customer service in support of local business, community, and individual financial growth. That's Horicon Bank, the natural choice. Member, FDIC. Brooks with the serve for the Tigers. She gets it over. Now Random Lake, they get it over, but that's going to go deep out the back line, and that's going to put Ripon up by 5 now. Ripon with their biggest lead of this set, 16-11. Ripon winning the first set, 25-6. Brooks with the serve. Bump and set now quickly over the net by Becca Arndt. And again, Arndt now with the set, and they can't get it over the net. That's going to be the third and final hit by Random Lake. Point goes to Ripon and puts them up now by 6, 17-11 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Ari Brooks once again back to serve. She's gotten, I can't even think of how many points she's had here. Brooks with the bump. Now the set by Zimmerman. Mills tries to get it over, but it goes into the net, and it's going to be a Random Lake point. So Random Lake makes it 17-12. And now another Random Lake point makes it 17-13. Having just a little bit of difficulty here. Excuse me for a minute while I get things situated here. Okay, back as Ripon gets the point, and it's going to make the score 18-14. Ripon up by 4 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Back to serve is Sheridan Zimmerman. Bump and a set by Random Lake. They get the ball over the net. Zimmerman with the bump. Carson Bauman with the set to Makarevich, and she smacks it over, and that's going to be a kill for Makarevich, as that's going to put Ripon up by 5. 19-4. On your Heidel House scoreboard. Zimmerman back to serve once again. Bump and set by Random Lake. They get it over, but that's going to go deep and out the back line. Put the score to 20-14. Ripon up by 6. Sheridan Zimmerman will go back to serve once again. Random Lake wants a timeout. Stick with us while I go through some ads here for us, pay some bills, so to speak. So stick with me as Ripon and Random Lake on a timeout, with Ripon leading 20-14. Make the long drive this season with confidence all year long. Get ready for your next road trip with Goodyear Tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. And drive your favorite teams through the game with Lamers Bus Lines. Lamers is now hiring school bus drivers. Great pay, flexible schedules, complete driver training, and bonus up to $1,500. Apply in person or at golamers.com/ careers. And Butsy Marchant serving local families with grace and passion since 1896. Sheridan Zimmerman back to serve for the Tigers. Random Lake gets it over, but blocked by Makarevich for the Tigers. Now set by Zimmerman. And Mills puts it over and gets the kill for the Tigers. Puts Ripon up by 7 now, 21-14. Zimmerman goes back to serve again, gets the ball over the net. Random Lake manages to get over the net. Bauman with the bump, set by Zimmerman over to Mills. Mills gets it up over the net, and another quick put over by Random Lake. That was Becca Arndt, and that's a point for Random Lake as our score now 21-15. Ripon leading by 6. Second set of the match. As Zimmerman with the bump, that's Jessica Klutke who's in the game now for the Tigers. Random Lake gets it over. Klutke with the bump, set by Zimmerman. Mills with the hit. She gets it put up by Random Lake, but then nobody can get to it. And it's going to be 22-15, Ripon up by 7 once again as Erica Mills goes back to serve for the Tigers. So Erica Mills puts the ball over. And Mills now with the bump, set by Zimmerman, gets it over to Bauman. Bauman, and a quick put over by Random Lake, set by Zimmerman. Makarevich with a little touch over the net, and that'll fall for the kill, putting Ripon up 23-15 on your Heidel House scoreboard. And Erica Mills will go back to serve once again for the Tigers. Mills with the hit, gets it over. Random Lake, and they get the ball over, but that's going to fall just inside the line in the forecourt and be a point for Random Lake. 23-16 as Random Lake pulls to within 7. With the serve is Theis. Makarevich with the hard hit, but goes into the net, and that's going to be a point Random Lake as they pull to within 6 now. 23-17 as Theis goes back to score or to serve once again for the Tigers. Jessica Klutke tries to get the bump, but she can't control it, goes out of bounds. Another point, Random Lake, as they're now within 5, 23-18. Ice back to serve once again. She gets it over. Klutke goes backwards, but Brooks and then Bauman gets it over the net for Ripon. And a quick hit over. Klutke gets it over. Back to Mills. Zimmerman and Makarevich gets it over the net for the Tigers. Quickly over by Random Lake. A little bump by Ripon, and now Bauman. Makarevich gets it over for the Tigers. Random Lake with the hard hit. That's going to go out of bounds in the backcourt and make the score 24-18. So this will make it match point for the Tigers. I didn't get a chance to ask Coach before we started, but I think they're only playing the best 2 out of 3 sets. So Ripon won the first set. This should be match point as Random Lake gets the ball over. Taken by Ripon, set by Bauman, put over by, I believe that was Baker. And set by Bauman again. This time it's put over by Klutke. Set by Random Lake. And blocked by Bauman. That's going to fall for the Ripon point and the match. Makes it 25-18. Stick with us while the teams take a break and get ready for the next game. We'll continue streaming here while we wait for the next game to get started. So stick around and we'll be right back.
The Ripon Area School District mission is empowering learners, engaging community, and enriching the world. Ripon students follow this in early childhood programs, project-based charter schools, K through 12 engineering courses, strong fine arts offerings, extracurricular offerings, and the Start College Early program. Come experience what happens when excellence meets innovation. The
Hillside Dental
Ripon Area
Associates in
School
Ripon has
District
been
mission
offering
is
a
empowering
complete
learners,
range of
engaging
premium dental care
community, and
for over
enriching the
35
world.
years,
Ripon
including
students
preventative
follow
hygiene,
this in early
cosmetic and
childhood
restorative
programs,
procedures, along with
project-based
Invisalign
charter
and sedation
schools,
dentistry.
K through 12 engineering courses, strong fine arts offerings, extracurricular offerings, and the Start College Early program. Come experience what happens when excellence meets innovation.
Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry.
The bakery and deli teams at Webster's Marketplace are always cooking up great food for you and your family to enjoy. Breads, buns, cakes, and of course our signature donuts, hand-cut daily to our deli's roasted chicken, delicious dips, and full line of meals for you to take home and enjoy. Webster's Marketplace, Highway 23 West in Ripon.
Fortified Bank is growing Wisconsin, one person, one business, one relationship at a time. Visit fortifiedbank.com to see how banking locally is a win for you in our community. Member FDIC.
We believe a company, like family, is made stronger when differences are embraced and not condemned. Check out walsworth.com/careers.
For a truly delicious lunch or evening dinner, plan a visit to Pastimes Pub and Grill. Carol's homemade soups are always available, along with a great variety of sandwiches, awesome burgers, and salads. Be sure to try their popular baby back ribs, available Saturday evening. If you enjoy cooking, stop in and apply at Pastimes Pub and Grill, downtown Ripon.
Next time you're heading out for breakfast or lunch, visit Mr. and Mrs. P's Eatery. Their menu includes many different scratch-made, professionally prepared entrees, and your meal with a delectable dessert from their in-house bakery, open Wednesday through Sunday. Mr. and Mrs. P's Eatery, Fond du Lac Street, Ripon.
Ripon Area School District continues to offer the very best educational opportunities to all students. Ripon Tigers are building their future in a high-achieving academic atmosphere, supported by a dedicated professional staff who are passionate about education and are striving for excellence. Come experience what happens when excellence meets innovation.
Welcome back to the Ripon High School Tigers Den. I'm Bruce Link with your play-by-play. Ripon getting ready to take on Green Bay East. Here they won the first match that they played in 2 sets. Ripon will be playing Green Bay East here in this next match. And then they'll finish out the night with 2 sets playing Lamira. So Ripon doing well again today after they took the championship in their home tournament here on Saturday. Ripon winning all 5 games that they played, and they lost only 1 set out of all the games, which would have been 10, 11 sets they played, and they lost 1 out of 11 sets. So Ripon doing very well this past Saturday so far. 2 wins under their belt here in the first match, getting ready to start the second match. We're so glad you can join us. Remind you to support the sponsors that support Ripon High School sports. Those sponsors are rotating up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. I appreciate you joining me, and I know the young ladies on the court do as well. We're going to be trying to bring you as much Ripon girls volleyball this year as possible. Mostly dual meets. The tournaments, that's about all that are left, and they'll be out of town and won't be able to do those because Ripon moves around on different courts, whereas when they're home they stay on the same court. So serving for Green Bay East, and ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Ripon point to start off here. Erica Mills will start Ripon off by doing the serving. Mills with the serve. Gets it over, and the ball heads the wrong way off the hands of the player for Green Bay East, and that's Mercedes Castro. Castro has it go off backwards off her fingertips. So another point Ripon as they take a 2-point lead here, 2-0 on your Heidel House scoreboard. As Mills back to serve once again for the Tigers. That's going to go out of bounds. I'll sail out the back line, giving Green Bay East their first point. Green Bay West was here Saturday, so pardon me if I might say Green Bay West by mistake. Kowaleski with the bump, and now the set, and Ripon can't get it over. So that's going to make another point for Green Bay East, and they're going to tie things up here at 2-2. And going back to serve is Paige Bielinski. Paige gets the serve over. That'll sail out of bounds on the near side of the court. Serving error for Green Bay East, and that makes our score 3-2 in favor of Ripon as they go back up by 1 with Makarevich back to serve. Hard hit, and it goes off the libero. Goes out of bounds off the libero, and that's going to be another point and an ace for Makarevich. Make our score 4-2. Makarevich once again with the serve for the Tigers. That goes over, and again it's going to go off. This time it goes off Castro for the point. Goes the wrong direction. Score is now 5-2. Ripon up by 3. Their biggest lead here in this match, or in this set rather, to get started. Serve and taken by Diamond Lee, and now East gets it over. Set by Zimmerman. Kowaleski gets it over, goes off of Faith Moe. That's another point. Ripon makes it 6-2. Ripon up by 4. Makarevich with the serve, and again, Moe. Now getting it over is Green Bay East. Makarevich with the bump. Set to Zimmerman, and Bauman puts it over. And another point, Ripon. Ripon handled Green Bay West quite handily here on Saturday, and so far they're doing the same thing with East. In the tournament last year here in Ripon, or in the game that Green Bay East played, they played a duel last year, and Ripon won that quite handily as well. Green Bay East with the point makes it 7-3 as they pull to within 4. Bump by Zimmerman, gets it to Kowaleski, and she hits it into the net. Makes our score They put the wrong score up on the board. It's should be I don't know what they're doing. Now I guess the point went to Ripon, so I guess the score is 7-5. That's what's up on the scoreboard right now. That's what you can see on your screen. So Bauman back with the serve. She doesn't get enough oomph on it, and that's going to go into the net and fall. Serving error, and that's a point for Green Bay East. 7-6, Ripon up by 1. And the serving error going to go out of bounds as Mills watches it go out on the sideline, puts Ripon back up by 2, 8-6. Kowalewski back to serve for the Tigers. Kowalewski with a serving error, and that's going to be another point for Green Bay East. They pulled within 1 point of Ripon, 8-7. As back to serve is C.J. Ross for the Red Devils. Bauman over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman quickly over the net. Now Ross. And getting it over the net is Bielinski. And that's going to go off Ripon for a point, and that's going to tie things up here at 8 on your Heidel House scoreboard as Ross goes back to serve once again for the Red Devils. She gets it over, taken by Bauman, over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman with the set to Mills. Mills with a light tap over, and it goes down for the point, giving Ripon a 1 point lead once again, 9-8, as Ari Brooks goes back to serve for the Tigers. Brooks with the serve, gets it over, and a overpass, and that's going to be a point as it's going to fall in. Just inside the line on the far side, right in front of Coach Landerman for the Tigers. So back to serve is Mercedes Castro once again for the Red Devils. 9-9 our score. Castro can't get it over. A serving error for Castro. That's going to make our score 10-9. Ripon back up by 1 as Sheridan Zimmerman goes back to serve for the Tigers. Zimmerman with the serve. There's a bump and get it over, but they can't get it in bounds. It's got to go on the inside of the little poles there, the red and white poles, and it didn't. So it's a score for Ripon. And now serve goes over and a hard hit, and Ripon watches it fall inside the back line. So that's going to bring our score as the Red Devils come to within 1, 11-10, Ripon up by 1. Back to serve, Lita Jandrin for the Red Devils. Jandrin with the serve, taken by Bauman. Set by Zimmerman. They're going to call her for a lift, and that'll be another point as once again the Red Devils tie it up. Jandrin back to serve once again for the Red Devils. She gets it over, taken by Kowalewski. Kowalewski to Zimmerman with the set. Hard hit over by Mills, and that'll fall in for the point and put Ripon up by 1, 12-11. And Mills will go back to serve for the Tigers. Erica Mills, a senior on this team this year. One of 5 seniors. Mills with the serve, gets it over. That's going to go off of Castro and go off to the Red Devil bench, and that's another point. Ripon 13-11. Ripon back up by 2. Mills with the serve. LaBarrel takes it, goes over to the other side. Now Ross gets it over for the Red Devils. Zimmerman and a hard hit, and that's going to go out off of Makarivich. And that'll be a point, Red Devils. Back to serve now, Paige Bielinski for the Red Devils. 13-12, Ripon up by 1. Kowalewski, quick tip over by Zimmerman. And Red Devils can't get it over as it's going to go out of bounds, and point Ripon. 14-12, Ripon back up by 2. So Makarivich back to serve for the Tigers. Eva Baker into the game as Ari Brooks has a seat. Makarivich with the serve. She has a nice serve lately. She's been working on that serve, I can tell. Red Devils get it back over. Set by Zimmerman, and Kowalewski with the kill as it goes off the libero's arm. Backwards makes it 15-12. Ripon up by 3 now. On your Heidel House scoreboard is Makarevich back to serve once again for the Tigers. Off the top of the tape, that's going to drop for a Ripon point. As our score now 16-12. Ripon up by 4 now. Makarevich will serve once again for the Tigers. Once again, we want to thank you for joining us today. First set of the second match for the Tigers. Ross with the bump. Now Green Bay gets it over. Set by Zimmerman and put over by Baker for the Tigers. Libero for the Red Devils. Diamond Lee, she hits it over, but that's going to sail out of bounds and be a Ripon point. 17-12. Ripon up by 5 now as Makarevich back to serve once again. And she can't get it over the net this time. Caught the top of the tape, but too much of the tape, and that goes into the net for a serving error on Makarevich. Makes it 17-13 as the Red Devils pull back to within 4. Serve is over, taken by Brooks. Now Brooks hits it over for Ripon. Ross for the Red Devils. Hit over by Valdez, and Kowalewski gets it over for Ripon. Ross, and partial block by Kowalewski, and Ross blocks it back over, and Ripon can't get it back over the net, and it's going to be a point for Green Bay East. And they serve it. Zimmerman quickly over the net. A bump, and now back over. And Ripon, we got a whistle as we've got somebody from Ripon under the net over the center line. So another point for Green Bay East. As back to serve. So Kowalewski gets it over. Now the tap over by Ross. Kowalewski with a double hit. Or a lift, rather, I guess is what they called him. We got a timeout by Coach Landerman. We'll take it with him. Stay with us. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement deserves more attention, Edward Jones can help. Stop by and see your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Greg Dragalovich at 121 Watson Street, or Shad Horton at 1098 West Fond du Lac Street to learn more. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC. And Hometown Radio is your local source for news, weather, and sports. Tune in and team up every Monday, or every morning rather, with Bob Nelson to find out what's happening in your area. That's Hometown Broadcasting, The Wave, 93.1 and 1600 AM, your hometown station. Fusion Heating and Cooling, the area's newest family-oriented train dealer, offers service on all manufacturers' brands and specializes in providing solutions for all your home comfort needs, getting the job professionally done and on time. Fusion Heating and Cooling, servicing Ripon and the surrounding area. And Ripon gets things started. Green Bay East gets the point, ties things up here at 17. As back to serve is Green Bay East. Zimmerman gets it over. Ross saves it from going down out of bounds, and now it's going to hit the floor on the Green Bay side, giving Ripon the point and makes our score 18-17 on your Heidel House scoreboard as Carson Bauman back to serve for the Tigers. Bauman gets the ball over, taken by Lee. Now hit over by Castro. Brooks over to Zimmerman, and then Kowalewski gets it over for the kill, giving Ripon another point and making our score 19-17 as they take the 2-point lead now. So Bauman back to serve once again for the Tigers. Serve is over, and that's going to go off the hands of Faith Moy. And that's a point for Ripon on the kill. Ends up being an ace for Bauman. 2017, Ripon up by 3. Bauman with the serve. And it's going to fall. Another ace for Bauman. We'll make our score 21-17 as Ripon leads now by 4. Bauman to serve once again for the Tigers. He gets the serve over. Now is set by Ross. Gets it over. Mills on the overpass. Zimmerman with the set. Excuse me, that was Baker. Zimmerman got it over the net. Now Bauman. And a little tap over. And that's going to go Ripon point. They're going to say it's out of bounds off Green Bay East. Makes our score 22-17 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Ripon up by 5 as Bauman serves. Ball goes the wrong direction, but Green Bay East keeps it in play. Brooks over to Zimmerman. Now to Baker, and Baker hits it into the net for an error, and that's going to make our score 22-18. So Red Devils serving as Lee, the libero. And she hits it off the top of the net, off the top of the tape. Bauman can't get under it far enough, and it's going to be a point for Green Bay East. Ripon leads by 3, 22-19. And this is going to be a serving error on Lee, and that's going to give Ripon the point, 23-19. So Ripon 2 points away from winning this set. As Kowalski back to serve for the Tigers. Kowalski gets the ball over the net. Now an overpass taken by Zimmerman to Baker. Baker over to Mills. Mills hit over. Ross gets it over for Green Bay. Now Mills with the hit, but that's going to sail out the end line and be a point for Green Bay East. As our score now 23-20. Ripon up by 3 as going back to serve. CJ Ross for the Red Devils. Ross with the serve, taken by Kowalski over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman back to Baker. Baker dropped it. Oh, it looked like it just came in the back corner. Looked good to me, but the referee said no, it was out. From my viewpoint, it looked like it dropped just inside the back corner, and some of the Ripon fans agree with me. 23-21, Ripon up by 2 now. Kowalski takes the serve. Over to Zimmerman, now Mills, and into the net, and that's going to be another point for East as they pulled it within 1, 23-22. That's Ross back to serve once again for Green Bay East. Serve is over the net, taken by Kowalski. Zimmerman with a quick knock over the net, and that's going to drop and be a point and a kill for Zimmerman. Baker goes out. Brooks comes back in for the Tigers. 24-22, Ripon up by 2. This will be set point, and this is going to drop for the point on an ace for Brooks. 25-22, Ripon wins it by 3 here in the first set against Green Bay East. Teams will take a slight break. While they're doing that, let's see if we can bring you some more of our sponsors.
Ripon Area School District continues to offer the very best educational opportunities to all students. Ripon Tigers are building their future in a high-achieving academic atmosphere, supported by a dedicated professional staff who are passionate about education and are striving for excellence. Come experience what happens when excellence meets innovation.
Make the long drive this season with confidence all year long. Get ready for your next road trip with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon.
Are you looking for a new career? The Smuckers facility in Ripon needs you as part of their team. Starting wage is over $20 per hour, full benefits effective day one, and a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Apply online at www.smuckercareers.com.
Drive your favorite teams to the games with Lamers Bus Lines. Lamers is now hiring school bus drivers. Great pay, flexible schedules, complete driver training, and a bonus up to $1,500. Apply in person or at golamers.com/careers.
Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry.
Coming out of the timeout, we've got the ball served, and now Easton, a hard hit by Belinsky, puts the ball out the back line for a Ripon point, makes our score 18-8 as Brooks back to serve once again. Brooks puts the ball into the net on a serving error, make our score 18-9. Ripon up by 9, doubled up. As back to serve now is Lita Jandrin, serving, taken by Bauman. Makarevich, now Sheridan Zimmerman gets it over, and that's going to go out of bounds in the back corner for the Red Devils score. Makes our score 18-10, Ripon leading by 8. Lead cut down to 8. As again, Thau with the serve. Zimmerman with the set to Mills. Mills gets it over, goes off the hands of Ross and keeps going backwards. And that'll be a kill for Mills and a point for Ripon, making it 19-10. Ripon ahead by 9 as back to serve for the Tigers will be Sheridan Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets it over. Bump set, now getting it over is Thau. Zimmerman sets it for Bauman, and Bauman was saved from that going out of bounds as Lee tried to get it, but it goes the wrong direction. Gives the point to Ripon as Ripon doubles up once again with a 20-10 score, 10-point lead as Sheridan Zimmerman serving once again for the Tigers. Zimmerman with the serve, taken by Thau. And now knocking it over is Belinsky, and that's going to be a point on the touch for the Red Devils. 20-10 on our Heidel House scoreboard with Belinsky back to serve. Belinsky taken by Kowaleski over to Sheridan Zimmerman and hit by Bauman, and that's going to go out the back line for the point for the Red Devils. Belinsky back to serve now for the Red Devils. Getting the ball over. That was Kowaleski. Now hitting it over is Mills on the far side on the swing. And Ripon gets the point on the touch. Makes our score 21-11. Ripon up by 10. So Mills back to serve for the Tigers. Gets it over. Taken by Lee. She can't control it. Ace for Mills. As our score doubled up once again for the Tigers. 22-11 as Ripon leads by 11. Mills back to serve. Mills gets it over. Taken by Emily Vang, and she can't control it. It goes out of bounds, and that's another kill for Mills, and 23-11 now on our scoreboard. Mills with the serve, Ross with the set. Now getting it over, partially blocked, and that's going to fall in the Ripon side of the court for the Red Devil point. 23-12, Ripon now up by 11. Tau. Brooks takes it over to Zimmerman, now to Kowaleski. Kowaleski with the kill! And Ripon comes to match point, 24-12. As Ripon 1 point away from winning the match here as Makarivich back to serve for the Tigers. Makarivich gets the ball over and out of bounds, so this will be their second match point as the point goes to the Red Devils, making our score 24-13 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Lee with the serve, taken by Bauman. Zimmerman with the set. She gets it right at the net, and it's going to fall as the Red Raiders can't get to it. Gives Ripon the win, 25-13. So we'll take a slight break here. I'm Bruce Link with your play-by-play as Ripon wins another match here. They'll be heading into their last match. That's going to be against the Lamira Lions. As we're starting to wind down here in this volleyball quad hosted by the Ripon Tigers. So I'm going to take a brief break, set up for the next game. Stay with us. We'll keep the stream rolling. So stay with us, and we'll be back with you in about 2 to 3 minutes with our next match. While we're waiting for the game between Ripon and Elmira to get started, I want to let you know that Thursday, Ripon girls tennis varsity will play Waupun here at Ripon on the Ripon High School tennis courts. Boys varsity soccer will be at Kettle Moraine Lutheran on Thursday. That game's starting at 4:30. And for Thursday also we've got JV2 girls volleyball at Markazan for a match with the Hornets. Then on Friday it's Ripon football as the Ripon Tigers will travel to Port Washington to take on Port Washington. That game's scheduled for 7 o'clock. You can see that game on the Ripon channel and also catch it on Hometown Broadcasting, The Wave, 93.1 AM or FM and 1600 AM. If you can't get it, you can watch it on the YouTube feed with the Ripon channel if you're able to have your device and do that. So getting ready to get things started here as Ripon on the right side of the court. On the court for the Tigers will be Ari Brooks, Malia Kowaleski, Sheridan Zimmerman, Carson Bauman, Avery Makarevich, and last is Erica Mills. So Elmira to do the serving to start things off here. Lions getting ready to serve, waiting for the official. They've got the sign. The serve is over, and Kowaleski takes it. A hard hit by Mills. Going to go toward the out of bounds, but saved from going out of bounds. Elmira gets it over. Zimmerman, now a light tap over by Makarevich, and that's going to give Ripon the first score as Makarevich with the kill. Ripon takes the lead to start things off here, 1-0 as Mills goes back to serve. A bump and a hit now by Elmira. They get it over. Zimmerman with the set. Bauman puts it over for the Tigers. And now over by Elmira. Zimmerman with the set once again to Kowaleski. Kowaleski and blocked at the net, but Elmira keeps the ball in play. Taken by Zimmerman, set by Kowaleski. Excuse me, that was Bauman and a slam on a spike by Kowaleski, and Kowaleski gets the kill, making our score 2-0 to open up this third match, first set of the third match, and Mills hits it out the back line for the Lion point. So back to serve for the Lions. Lauren Reister. Reister puts it up, and that's going to go out the back line for another Ripon kill. 3-1, Ripon leads here by 2. Baker comes on the court for Ripon. Ari Brooks has a seat as Makarevich back to serve for the Tigers. Makarevich gets the ball over, but that's going to go out the back line, and Brooks comes back in as Makarevich will sit down. Back to serve now for Elmira, and I don't have that. No, oh, excuse me, that's Wollersheim. Now I see it. She's the libero, and it's going to be a Ripon point as a nice hit by Kowaleski going to give Ripon the kill. 4-2, Ripon leads by 2 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Bauman with the serve. The bump, put it over quickly, and Ripon's going to get it to fall as I believe that was Zimmerman, or excuse me, Baker that got the ball over. Baker and Zimmerman look somewhat alike, except Baker's hair is a little more puffy than Zimmerman's is. So now blocked by Ripon by Baker and Kowaleski, and they get it over for the defensive kill. Makes our score 6-2 on your Heidel House scoreboard. So Bauman with the serve, Elmira with the bump, now the set, and getting the ball over for Elmira, Hannum, And a light tap over by Baker, and again another point for Ripon. Baker gets the kill. Makes our score 7-2 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Bauman back to serve once again. Bauman hits it over. Bump, and that's not going to get anybody underneath it, so it's going to fall for the Ripon point. Makes our score 8-2, Ripon up by 6 as Bauman serves. That taken by Wallersheim. Back over to Lemira. Lemira gets the ball up and a hit over by Baker. But keeping it in play is Geiger for Lemira, but it falls for the Ripon kill. Makes our score 9-2. Ripon up by 7 with Bauman serving. Taken by Wallersheim. And they can't get the ball over the net, and that's going to be another kill for Ripon as Bauman goes back to serve once again. Makes our score 10-2. Ripon up by 8. Bauman with the serve. Bump set. Now gets it over. That's Denk. And with the hit is Kowaleski, but it's going to go out the back line for the Lions score. Makes our score 10-3. Ripon up by 7. Serving Margolovsky for the Lions. Taken by Brooks. Brooks gets it over to Zimmerman. Now Baker. Baker gets it over. And we got two Lemira players run into each other, and the ball hits the floor. Going to be a Ripon kill. Makes our score 11-3 on your Heidel House scoreboard with Kowaleski back to serve now for the Tigers. Kowaleski gets it over. Lemira gets it over, and Mills with the hard hit puts it down in the back corner. And that's going to be a kill for Mills and makes our score 12-3. Ripon up now by 9 as Kowaleski back to serve once again for the Tigers. Kowaleski with the serve. Putting it back over is Lemira. And Brooks hits it. And nobody else can get to it for the Tigers as that'll put a point on the board for the Lions. Jordan Hannum back to serve for the Lions as they trail by 8 points. Hannum. Brooks takes it. Zimmerman with the set now to Mills, and Mills drops it in the back corner. 13-4. Our score is Ripon back up by 9. Brooks back to serve for the Tigers, and we got Jessica Kletke coming in for Bauman for the Tigers. Kletke, one of the 5 seniors on this Ripon squad. Brooks gets it over. And now getting it over, and then that dropped in the back corner. It looked like it was going to go out, but it dropped in the back corner for the Lions score. Lions pull to within 8, 13-5. As back to serve is Nadine Geiger. Geiger with the serve. Taken by Kowaleski over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman with the set now to Makarevich, and that's going to go out of bounds and give a point to the Lions. 13-6. Lions come to within 7 as Geiger back to serve once again. That goes over, taken by Brooks. She gets it over right away, and Geiger saves it from hitting the floor. Kowaleski now over to Zimmerman. Now Mills with the hit, and that's going to be a point. Mills gets the kill. Puts the point on the board for the Tigers, putting Ripon up again by 8, 14-6, with Sheridan Zimmerman going back to serve for the Tigers. Nice job by Mills to get that kill. Wallersheim, now they get it over and can't get the ball over the net. Zingsheim tries to get it over, but it goes into the net rather than over. So another point for Ripon, making it 15-6. Ripon up by 9, and Zimmerman back to serve. And that's going to go off the hands of Hannum and backwards and wrong direction, as that'll put Ripon up by 10 now, 16-6 on your Heidel House scoreboard, with Zimmerman going back to serve once again. We have some of the Ripon football team here to cheer on the volleyball squad. They must have got done with practice. Blocked by Makarevich. That goes back over to Lemire. They hit it over the net. Taken by Kowalewski. Kowalewski over to Zimmerman. Now Mills, and Mills hits it out the back line. That'll be a point for the Lions. Makes it 16-7. Ripon up by 9. As back to serve is Meisenheimer. Meisenheimer gets it over. A little tap over by Makarevich for the Tigers, and that's going to fall between 4 of the Lion players. Gives Ripon the kill for Makarevich, and 17-7 as Ripon leads now by 10. Mills back to serve. Mills gets it over, and it goes into the net, and Ripon gets the point. Makes it 18-7. Ripon back up by 11. So Mills back to serve once again for the Tigers. Mills gets it over. The bump, now a set. And getting it over, Mills right there to collect it, and it's going to go over for the Ripon point. Makes our score 19-7 now as Ripon rolling here. And Mills goes back to serve once again. Ripon ahead by 12. Mills with the serve. And that's going to sail out of bounds off the bump by Hannum. Another point Ripon, making our score 20-7, 13-point lead for the Tigers. And we're going to have a substitution for Ripon as Ashley Anadel comes in now for Kowalewski. Coach Landerman giving her bench players a chance to get into the game. Mills with the serve. And that's going to go the wrong direction again off Hannum. And a kill and an ace for Mills. 21-7, Ripon up by 14. So Mills with the serve and another ace, making our score 22-7. Ripon goes up by 15. Mills back to serve once again for the Tigers. Substitution for Lemire as Mills back to serve, and this time she hits it too hard, and that's going to sail out the back line, giving Lemire the point. And back to serve for Lemire will be Lauren Reister. 22-8, Ripon up by 14 on your Heidel House scoreboard. Reister with the serve. And that's going to go out of bounds in front of the Ripon bench. 23-8, Ripon leads now. Baker comes into the game as Ari Brooks will have a seat. Avery Makarevich back to serve for the Tigers. 2 points away from winning this match as Makarevich puts it over. Now Lemire, Makarevich putting it over quickly as Zimmerman, and not controlled by Lemire, and that's going to bring Ripon to match point at 24-8 with Makarevich back to serve once again for the Tigers. So Avery with the serve, gets it over. Libero takes it. They keep it in play. And Makarevich hits it over for the Tigers from the backcourt. Lemire gets it back over. And Kletke couldn't make up her mind whether to go or not. Her and Baker were both looking at the ball, and neither one of them took it. So a little bit of a miscommunication there as it falls for a Lemire point. So it will be Ripon's second match point as back to serve is Wallersheim for the Lions. Serve is over, taken by Mills, set by Zimmerman, put over by Anadel. Now Lemire with the set, they get it over. And Mills gets it over quickly, and saved from going out of bounds is Lemire, but they hit it out the back line. That's going to be the match as Ripon wins it 25-9 here in this first set. I got ahead of myself, folks. I apologize for that. That was the first set as Ripon wins 25-9 over Lemire. So Ripon on a roll here. One more set and they will be undefeated once again. Undefeated Saturday as they played in a tournament here against 7 other schools. Today they've got 3 other schools here playing in a quad tonight. Elmira, Green Bay East, and Random Lake. Random Lake and Green Bay East playing right now in the other court on the other side of the divider here to the right of your screen. So Ripon so far on a roll to go undefeated here in this match tonight. We've got some time on the clock before we get started. Let's take a few messages and we'll be right back.
The bakery
Ripon
and
Area
deli
School
teams at
District
Webster's
continues to
Marketplace
offer the
are
very
always
best
cooking up great
educational
food for you
opportunities
and
to
your
all
family to
students.
enjoy.
Ripon
Breads,
Tigers
buns,
are building
cakes,
their
and of
future
course,
in
our
a high
signature
achieving
donuts.
academic
Hand-cut daily to
atmosphere,
our deli's
supported
roasted
by a
chicken,
dedicated
delicious
professional
dips,
staff
and full line
who are
of meals for
passionate
you to
about
take home and
education
enjoy. Webster's
and are striving
Marketplace,
for
Highway
excellence.
23 West
Come
in
experience
Ripon.
what happens when excellence meets innovation.
Next time you're heading out for breakfast or lunch, visit Mr. and Mrs. P's Eatery. Their menu includes many different scratch-made, professionally prepared entrees, and your meal with a delectable dessert from their in-house bakery, open Wednesday through Sunday. Mr. and Mrs. P's Eatery, Fond du Lac Street, Ripon.
For a truly delicious lunch or evening dinner, plan a visit to Pastimes Pub and Grill. Carol's homemade soups are always available, along with a great variety of sandwiches, awesome burgers, and salads. Be sure to try their popular baby back ribs, available Saturday evening. If you enjoy cooking, stop in and apply at Pastimes Pub and Grill, downtown Ripon.
We believe a company, like family, is made stronger when differences are embraced and not condemned. Check out walsworth.com/careers for hiring opportunities. Proud to support Ripon High School.
The Ripon Area School District mission is empowering learners, engaging community, and enriching the world. Ripon students follow this in early childhood programs, project-based charter schools, K-12 engineering courses, strong fine arts offerings, extracurricular offerings, and the Start College Early program. Come experience what happens when excellence meets innovation.